2018 season. And you've got it tuned to EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see running back Joe Mixon coming off a 100-yard performance a week ago, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. With that, let's get up to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. For the call, we bring in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field, to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. The beat goes on, doesn't it? A perfect 10-0 to start the campaign.
And it's a good locker room to be in, too. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Now it's Duke Johnson here on the return. And a good effort on the return there gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Mayfield on 1st down. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, you got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack. But I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone. And into the offensive backfield, he's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL, tackle for loss.
Hard to believe that his father, Gene Atkins, was an NFL defensive back. Has bred this big defensive tackle. They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Blue line.
A give. This is Chubb. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. It was Jordan Evans making the play defensively. But look there at the defensive starters for Cincinnati. They were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
Yeah, they pitched a shutout in that game, didn't they? And those don't come around all that often in the NFL. The ability to keep someone out of the end zone and also from kicking one through the post. Well done.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
The first carry for the second-year man, Joe Mixon. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
To the left side here for Eifert. And he'll work it in.
Some perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Mixon with a first down carry. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. On second, here's Mixon. And now running right through it. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask here.
Whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not, now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Andy Dalton. Flush to his right. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 3 now, here they come on 3rd and goal.
Over here, yes. Easy, 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 easy. 2 by 2. Move.
Here's a run with Mixon. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
4th down, ball's at the 1-yard line. Do you go for it, or do you go ahead and kick a field goal? I think because you're going to end up giving a long field even if you don't score, I put my trust in my deep.
And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first quarter lead. Well, they just put a little sizzle in their steak there. First quarter, 4th and goal, run it in. A boost.
I think they showed confidence in their defense by going for it. That's telling their defense, look, we're counting on you guys, and we know that we believe in you because we go for it here. Even if we don't get it, get field position on our side, and you'll stop them. Instead, they put it in the end zone and tally up 6 points.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time. And they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They run again on first down, Chubb. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter games turn into bigger runs later.
And this is complete on the comebacker. It's Landry. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Here we go now. Green 30.
Mayfield now on second down. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Mayfield looks to throw. Escapes the sack. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. On second down, Johnson. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the 1st down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. The Bengals getting set to go. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how
down.
you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. 1st down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Dalton to his big target, Eifert for the Cincinnati 1st.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Giovanni Bernard, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Bullock good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Hey, get ready for something coming left. Here you go. We're good. We're good. 2 by 2. Move.
It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A.J. Green with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And this one through the uprights and good. Bullock out now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. If 2nd quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take up...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
On 3rd down, Mixon. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them. Yeah,
they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Bullock out now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
All right, here we go.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. The Browns on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Ross on the return. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. So there you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This will be taken about the 12. A little juke. Then he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now Joe Mixon, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, at some point, these defenders absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Given up a lot of points in this game, but look better on that play. And Dalton to throw. He's got his man, Boyd. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals have got it on cruise control. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it's
set for their first possession of the third quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he powers his way up past the 30. Geno Atkins, the Pro Bowler, in there on the stop.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, got to make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Now Mayfield. He's got his tight end in Njoku. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved.
False start, offense.
Ooh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction at 15.
Let's go. Green, 39.
From the gun, Mayfield dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Sheldon Richardson there to make the play.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw here, Dalton looking middle, and it's incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Now the Bengals on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing, Dalton. He's got his man here. It's Green. A very solid gain of 27. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
57, you got 59 over there.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end of the half.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out.
Offense.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Back this.
Now Dalton. And his throw here is incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now Bengals on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19.
5-0.
Passing, it's Dalton. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they're getting blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Following the interception, Mayfield. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Green 39! Green 39!
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
Now let's go! 3-19!
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. That's Njoku over the middle. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent for quarterbacks.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Now let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
And the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Here we go now! 15!
And again, it's Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, this from 48. And this one is right down the middle. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Travis Carey there to make the tackle. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Over here.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Dalton, and he fires one, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They run for it with Mixon. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's in? The ball comes out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Dalton throwing on 2nd down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Andy Dalton now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Green. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it. And you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down. Have to stop them. Have to get the football back. But 8 yards on 1st down puts them back on their heels.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
On the ball.
So Dalton now. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Now here's Johnson. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Higgins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 30 yards there. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
To the right side and complete to Njoku. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down. Mayfield on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
But he can't hang on. He had a good shot there for his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, it's 3rd down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
One last shot from Mayfield here. Open man is Allison, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, Everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for Cincinnati,